Hi, I'm Emily of British Girl Bakes, and I'm going to show you a few fun ways to decorate carved cakes with sprinkles. I'm going to be using these cakes, and I show step by step how to carve them in my online course, the Cake Carving Master Series. And I've put the link in the top of the screen and in the video description, in case you'd like more information about the course. I'm going to show you how to add sprinkles to your cake to fill in carved designs and outlines, add texture and colour, and put finishing touches on a cake. To fill in a carved shape, the cake will need to be chilled. Use a paintbrush to brush water into the carved area you want to fill with sprinkles, and then dip your finger into water. Room temperature is fine. And then tap off any excess water and dip your finger into the sprinkles you want to use. This is gold sanding sugar or edible glitter. The sprinkles will stick to your damp finger, and then you can transfer them to the cake, angling your finger to cover the whole carved area. You can use a slightly damp paintbrush instead if you prefer. If you get sprinkles outside of the carved area you're trying to fill, use a clean, slightly damp paintbrush to gently brush them off the frosting on the cake and into the carved area. Whenever you're decorating with sprinkles, it's a good idea to place a tray underneath your cake to catch any falling sprinkles so they don't go all over your kitchen. Brush the area with water where you want to stick the sprinkles. For this cake, I'm going to stick nonpareils, also called hundreds and thousands, onto the outline of the star shape. You can do this by dipping a damp finger in the sprinkles and then pressing your finger against the cake wherever you want the sprinkles to go, or you can use a slightly damp paintbrush. It's important to tap or brush most of the water off your finger or the paintbrush, otherwise water can drip onto the cake and make the frosting colours run and stain the cake, or the colours of the sprinkles can bleed onto the water and will also stain the cake. This is a fairly tedious, time-consuming process, but the results are spectacular. To fill the carved outline of a shape with sprinkles, use a damp paintbrush to outline the shape, and then dip a damp finger into the sprinkles and then press them against the cake. You'll probably get sprinkles on both sides of the outline, but after applying all of the sprinkles to the approximate area, you can push any stray sprinkles onto the carved outline with a paintbrush. If the sprinkles bleed colour onto your cake, you can brush the stains off with a damp paintbrush or chill the cake and then dip a carving tool with a flat edge into hot water, tap it dry, and then gently scrape off any stained frosting around the shape. As a reminder, if you'd like to learn the techniques and tricks for carving buttercream cakes, and how to decorate the carvings by painting, sponging, and filling them with gel colours, edible metallics, buttercream, and sprinkles, I demonstrate all of this on 18 different cakes in my online course, the Cake Carving Master Series, and the link is in the top of the screen and in the video description. On this cake, I'm pressing sprinkles into parts of the rose design, to give the impression of dew. With a damp finger, I'm applying the sprinkles to the frosting, and then I'm using this rubber tool, which came in one of my packets of carving tools, to push the sprinkles where I want them to go. You can use a damp paintbrush for this instead. Over here, I'm pressing gold pearl sprinkles into some dots that I've carved and filled with buttercream. And this is the only technique that I recommend doing when your cake has been sitting out of the fridge for a while and the frosting has started to warm up and soften, so that you can easily press the sprinkles into the cake. If the cake is cold, you'll have to use a lot more pressure, and you're more likely to create bulges of frosting around the areas where you push the sprinkles in. Just be careful when you press the sprinkles in that you don't knock the frosting with your hand, because if the frosting is soft, you'll indent it and leave an imprint. These sprinkles add some nice texture to the cake on top of the buttercream filling within the carved pattern. It's easiest to add sprinkles to a carving that's on the top of the cake, rather than the side. because you can direct the placement of the sprinkles more easily, by pouring them into the carving using a packet of sprinkles, or by putting the sprinkles on a piece of paper and folding it in half, so that the sprinkles come out of the paper where the crease is, and go directly into the shape or letter you've carved. If your cake is properly chilled, you can brush the sprinkles into your carvings to create eye-catching messages on your cakes. As with any cake, you can add finishing touches with sprinkles, like this quick border on top of the cake, where I'm pressing big round gold sprinkles, evenly spaced, around the outer edge of the top of the cake. And doing the same around the bottom of the cake as well. For this mermaid cake, I'm pouring sprinkles onto the top of the cake, which is walled in by an uneven top edge of frosting. It's a quick, easy way to add height, colour and texture to your cake to complement the carved design on the sides. Thanks for watching! I hope this snippet of my Cake Carving Master Series has given you some ideas to try, and if you'd like to learn how to frost, carve and decorate cakes in much more detail, click the link in the video description to find out more information about my online course. Thank you!